All right, guys, we are here today. I'm sorry, I was trying to get something up, man. Look at AMD. Look at oil. Oil is down big today, guys. Oil is down pretty big. $90 a barrel for oil right now. Look at oil over here. Oil is crashing down. There's a few reasons for it, but oil is crashing down specifically because it's looking like a deal with Iran is pretty close. Yeah, so it's looking like a deal with Iran is very close. And oil has corrected. The NASDAQ has been breaking all-time highs. The S&P has as well here. A couple things to talk about. So this is basically the story right now. Iran's revolution. Yesterday we got news, and we covered this on our X page. Give me a follow on x.com at Beginner Trades. But we covered this on our X page yesterday that news broke on a potential deal being close with Iran. Markets reacted immediately pretty well to this. Trump came out with a Truth Social post. Let's put this thing up here real quick. So Trump came out with a Truth Social post that said this right here, and markets are still reeling from it. Oh my gosh, the ads on Truth Social, bro. Dude, I swear I am scrolling, bro. Look at these advertisements. What the heck is going on, bro? This is not sustainable. Scroll. What the heck is going on, dude? I'm trying to find the post. Here. Scrolling. Scrolling. Bro, who is running the site, dude? Okay. Here's the post. I found it. Based on the requests of Pakistan and other countries, the tremendous military success that we have had during the campaign against the country of Iran, and additionally, the fact that great progress has been made towards a complete and final agreement with representatives of Iran, we have mutually agreed that while the blockade will remain in full force and effect, Project Freedom, which is the movement of ships through the strait, will be paused for a short period of time to see whether or not the agreement can be finalized and signed. U.S. President. Again, this made markets jump up here. And yeah, markets are really happy about this. Oil is dumping down. We then got some confirmation from Iran's side. So we did get some confirmation from Iran's side that this is actually going on. So we did get some, and again, let's go ahead and talk about that real quick right now. We'll show you guys kind of what they're saying here. But we did get some confirmation on their side that this is what's going on. If you read this here, again, Iran's Revolutionary Guard said, quote, with the end of threats from the aggressors and in light of new procedures, safe and stable transit through the strait will be possible via their state media. A spokesperson for Iran's foreign ministry also said we are evaluating Washington's 14-point peace proposal via CNBC. And so markets are really pricing in a close end to this conflict right now. And I couldn't be happier if this conflict is. I would love for this conflict to end. I'm tired of having Trump in my thumbnails. It's not even that I'm pro or against Trump. It's just too political for me as a person. I'm not a really political person. I know people are, but I'm ready for this just to end. I'm ready for it to end. So we also have Hassett speaking right now. We got the ADP jobs report going live at 8:15 today. We got stuff going on. Market is absolutely flying. Again, oil is absolutely dumping down here. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. But man, markets are interesting. Markets are interesting today.
Yep, we were down to 88. We're hovering around 90 right now, 90, 60 on oil. But good morning, everybody.
Yeah. Will we get a deal with Iran done to end the war in the next 2 weeks? Vote on this poll. Yes or no. Will we get a deal done to end the war in the next 2 weeks? Yes or no on the poll. Guys, let me know.
It'd be nice, but I'm kind of tired of guessing.
Yeah.
Also, do you have me muted in the chat?
No, you're here. I'm here. Can y'all hear Britt? Does this hold, guys? Does this hold? Wash confirmation next week. Yes, sir. AMD killed it with their earnings. If you look at AMD, guys, AMD flying up. What a crazy move from AMD earnings here. So AMD killed it with their earnings. They reacted really, really well. This is another reason why markets are up so much overnight. Again, markets breaking all-time highs almost every single day here. Does this dynamic hold here? Your face better than Trump's? Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not really like I don't want politicians in my thumbnail. It's not even him. It's any politician. I don't care which side they're on, left, right. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm not a political person. I'm ready for because of the conflict. I have to cover politics, and it's not necessarily something I enjoy. I like covering data, economics, trading. You know, I'm not really a big politics guy.
Yeah.
And we're getting still some follow through here. Is this worth a dip buy, guys, or do you think this is an overreaction? Here's oil on the right side of my charts here. Here's oil. Will we get a backpedal? I did the poll here. 53% say yes, we do. 47% say no, we do not. So you do not think we get a deal done in the next few days? I don't know, man.
I would like to think we will, but I'm not honestly that optimistic, just based on how we keep getting close and falling through.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope so. Again, I want to restate that. I hope we do.
Yeah. Somebody said AMD earnings were not very good, bro. AMD posted 10.25 billion in revenue versus 9.85 expected, so a decent amount over expected. EPS of 137 versus 129. Data center revenue came in higher than expected. Gross margins were higher than expected. They raised guidance from 10.5 billion to 11.2 billion. So they beat and raised. That's all you can really hope for, is a beat and raise scenario. We could say it's not good. Markets reacted well to AMD earnings. We also have Hassett speaking right now. He predicts 4% GDP growth this year. He also has said a couple things. He said people who aren't in private credit shouldn't worry. He says that, again, we're looking at 4% GDP regarding Hassett. He said studying possibly an executive order on AI and business. So he's exploring a possible executive order on AI and business. He states that we are not endangering the Fed's independence. Says the status of Powell remains unclear, and the Powell situation is still uncertain. But credit card spending is, quote, through the roof, he says, through the roof. Mood was high in the Situation Room yesterday. And on Iran, it seems like we're making a lot of progress now, he said. So mood was high in the Situation Room yesterday, and it's looking like we're making a lot of progress now. So let's see if this dynamic holds, guys, is really what I'm looking at.
Yeah, 4% growth rate is really good. I remember some people before the conflict began were predicting like 5 to 6% GDP growth for the year.
Yeah,
which would have been great.
Yeah. Let me fix that. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. We got a slowdown from some stuff last year, but it started to pick back up. I think GDP still didn't come out necessarily good. The last GDP report, wasn't that last week for GDP? GDP showed up last week at
3 point something.
2% versus.
Oh God, even worse than I thought.
Yeah, 2% versus 2.2% expected for quarter one. So a little bit weaker.
I think it'll probably pick up. It'll definitely pick up if the conflict ends.
Yeah, I'm almost tempted to buy oil here, guys. So talk me out of buying oil right now. Here's oil. I'm really tempted to buy this. I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but I am kind of tempted to buy oil here. What do you guys think? Should I buy oil right now?
If you short it, maybe on the precipice of a peace deal. I mean, if we get a peace deal, it's going to continue to. I think the bottom's going to continue to drop out.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to get a peace deal announced today. And I think markets have reacted really strongly on one side. And this isn't a longer term hold. I'm not going to hold oil long term in that regard, you know. But
so you think within the next day or two it's going to climb back up some, basically?
Maybe until maybe just getting baked into a specific outcome here. We are breaking all-time highs every freaking day, and so I think markets are starting to price in. Yeah, I think markets are pricing in this dynamic to a certain extent, and so we're breaking highs every single day. This shows USA weakness. Don't buy it. No. Be careful. Buy. Yes. Full port. One tweet changes it all. Yeah. No. 100% it does. Don't get me wrong. I'm being careful right now. Like, I'm being careful. If I do buy it, it's gonna be with a stop loss and small amount of risk. But again, talk me in or out of this trade. I don't know what I should do. Should I buy oil right now? I mean, $90 seems like a support level. But we're also on a deep downward trend today, obviously from the news of everything going on. Yeah. And again, we got prelim NFP data going live today in 45 minutes, guys. If you see the timer at the bottom of the screen, ADP jobs data, 45 minutes, 46 minutes now. I was just trading it. I'd wait to get near market open to trade it. John, if the market is ripping, why is Tesla not doing anything? Well, because Tesla is not as influencing on the market lately. I'm talking U.S. oil. Do not buy. I'll sell $100 put in it. They will be up a lot. Kanakin says $35 was a better deal back in 2020. Agree. 5-minute hold. Anybody buying the rest of the market? I have a hard time buying all-time highs right here. Not unless we get a sizable pullback. Like, I might consider it if we get to, like, 500 right here. If we get to 500 right around the 200 exponential, I might consider it. I might consider it. And it's a big might. Here's the S&P 500 here. Just freaking rocket ship today, man. It's at 73.50s. Again, if we get down to 40s, maybe I'll consider this. But for now, I need a sizable pullback. I'm just, the momentum's on the upside, sure, but it's up a little bit too much. I feel a little bit greedy trying to buy this up here. Nvidia's finally moving. Coinbase laid off 14% of their staff. Yeah, I did see that. I bet Nvidia will crush earnings. Look at gold. Yeah, I mean, oil, it's at $90. It's at $90. Gold, man, flying up. 4,700s for gold. You know, we'll see if we can get back over 5K. I think the big psychological level, most people are going to be paying attention. Hey, shout out to Pra for the sub. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, brother. But yeah, we're up to 47s right now. 5,000 big psychological level. This is a level people are going to be watching. It's just 5,000 on gold. People are going to be watching 5K. Let's see if it holds. Here's 5,000 right here. So people are going to be paying attention to it. Or go ahead.
How close is it to the $5,000 level? I'm sorry.
We're about $300 away. 200 and yeah, we're like $283 away from 5,000.
An all-time high was 6,300.
No, it was like 56 if I remember correctly.
Dang, I don't know why. I don't know why I thought it broke 6,000 at one point.
It was 56.26. 56.26. And these are gold futures, right? So these are a little bit different than what you might normally look at. The spot price there might be like small differences in the spot price. It's not going to be. It might be. I don't know. I don't think it broke 6,000 ever, regardless of whether we're talking spot or you know, spot.
But I'm
or
curious
futures.
now, so I'm going to look.
Yeah, look it up. I'm pretty sure 5,600. If we look at spot, I don't know what the highs in spot are, but do we keep breaking highs today, guys? Is the real question. Like, does the bullish momentum continue here? Oil is at a low point. Remember, I'm just gonna put this out there. I wanted to buy oil right here, guys, and you know, chat was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it, John. They said, you know,
you're right. Spot price never really got above 5,600 either.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty similar. Like, there's gonna be subtle differences in spot versus futures, but
not usually a huge gap. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, so we keep breaking highs today. Most of the chat thinks yes. Dollar under 98. Intel is crazy. Should have bought more. AMD is wild too. AMD is at 424s here. I'm gonna wait a little while to take any trades here on this, but man, what a crazy amount of momentum here today. S&P 500 dipping down. Look at this. So S&P 500 is giving us a little 4, 5, 6 1-minute candle pullback here. But what a wild day for news here, man. Again, the Project Freedom is paused now with Iran's news that, you know, they're considering a deal. Iran has launched a new website and authority to oversee traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, though signaling plans to charge ships for straight passage. The site is currently empty, but vessels are expected to receive rules and instructions via email under the new system. Here's the website. I mean, it's basically the most simple website I've ever seen in my life. This is it right here. This is it right here. It literally just says 2 sentences. Welcome to the Persian Gulf Strait Authority. I wonder how much they paid for this. But regardless, okay. The point is, they're trying to charge ships. Now, the question is this just trying to put public pressure? Or are they trying to do this as a new dynamic in the Strait of Hormuz? That's the real tipping point here. If they're trying to chart, like, continuously moving forward, charge ships to pass through the Strait, you know, obviously that ain't good. That ain't good.
No,
not for oil.
I think that's gonna put the kibosh on any kind of deal, to be honest with you, because again, I don't think that's a precedent we can allow to be set.
Yeah, for sure. And I think,
and when I say we, I don't just mean us. I mean the world.
Right. No, and I think one of the things that we're seeing here is like this might be their way of putting public pressure on us. Like, yo, we're gonna start charging ships. You better get a deal done with us. I'm not 100% sure there, to be honest. It's hard to figure out who's saying these things and who's setting these things up and all that stuff.
Well, either that or it's their way to kill a deal that they don't want.
Yeah, maybe. That's possible. They should have just used Claude, though, to build this website. I mean, Claude could have built you a way better website in about 30 seconds, bro. You know, look at my overlay here on the stream. But yeah. Yeah. Tell them to hit up Claude. Anyways, yeah, oil is still over 90s. It has bounced back a little bit. I'm curious about oil today. Gold has been on an absolute freaking tear here, though. An absolute tear for gold. Great for Bitcoin. I always forget to change the source to live chat instead of top chat, because top chat will skip half of y'all's messages in the chat. All right, guys. So again, did you guys make money yesterday? Because a lot of people did. This market's really interesting, though. Really interesting. And again, we're at all-time highs again. Oil's dumping down. I think $90 is an interesting spot for oil. If we take a look at oil right here, a lot of people are going to be paying attention specifically to 90, just from the dynamic of everything going on. $90 is going to be pretty relevant. And so, yeah, did you guys make money yesterday? Here's gold. Does anybody want to buy gold where we're at now? You know, does anybody want to buy gold where we're at now? I want to hold gold until 10,000. Not sure how many years it will take. My guess is gold will break 10,000 in about 7 to 8 years. I think gold will break $10,000 an ounce in about 7 to 8 years, probably, maybe less, possibly. I'm sorry, I got my I think I have an ear infection. But yeah, it could obviously go sooner. But my guess is 10,000 an ounce. 6, 7, 8 years will be there. Maybe sooner, though. If we continue trends like we have over the last few years, and especially the last 6 months to a year with gold, we could certainly hit that sooner here. The thing about gold, though, is that gold's pushed up a lot short term. And so generally speaking, gold is peaks and valleys. Like gold will move up a lot and then start heading back down and then go back up a lot. But it can downtrend or sideways trend for years and then start heading back up again. And so I'm assuming we're going to get some type of dynamic. It's not just going to go straight up over the next 5-6 years. I'm assuming we're going to have, some sideways or downward push in gold and some consolidation, and then it starts to push back up. It doesn't mean that necessarily has to happen. But again, gold could downtrend for a long time.
So, wait, you mean who made money in the markets? Or just in general? Because I found some quarters in my couch.
Yeah, I mean, that's relevant here, dude. Quarters is relevant, you know? It's better than pennies. Pennies are useless to us now. You know, they're chopped liver. Nobody cares about pennies anymore. Quarters are good. You found quarters. That's a win. The president also just tweeted about the ballroom. He's getting some heat for it.
Of course.
NVIDIA and Corning announced a long-term partnership just now 5 minutes ago. Hey, what's up, Sam? If 7 to 8 years, that would mean another 100% of inflation, which looking at the cost at the grocery store, yeah, about 7 years. Yeah. That's my guess. What do you guys think? When does gold break 10,000, chat? How long does it take gold to break 10,000? Here's gold chart on the right side of my screen here. This is gold right here. When does it break 7K? Or no, what do we say? When does it break 10K? You know, it's up. That's basically a 100% move from where we're at now. A little bit over that, actually. So, you know, 10,000 obviously is pretty high. But I'm going with 7 or 8 years. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. 10,000 would be way up here. How long does it take? Give me a time in chat right now. Give me a time. Looking at our poll, will we get a deal done to end the war in the next 2 weeks? 51% say no now. 49% say yes in the poll. Interesting. 25 years? You think it takes 25 years for gold to break 10,000? End of 2027? Whew. Maybe. AI intelligence says by the end of 2027, it'll be 10,000. I don't know if it'll be that quick. I think gold's going to pull back a little bit. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to, though. It could obviously keep picking up momentum. I mean, just to clarify, gold in 2024 was under $2,000 an ounce. It's over, it's over 100% from that point now, and that was 2 years ago. And so
it mostly just due to rapid inflation, then.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for it. Specifically, gold started to really. I thought gold, just to clarify, I have to make fun of myself a little bit. I thought gold was a short at 2,000. I didn't like it, and so maybe it continues that dynamic here. But yeah, gold just again flying up here over the last few years.
Well, to be fair, I think a lot of people probably thought the way you did. I know, like I was kind of two minds about it. I thought it might keep going up, but most people, were like, "There's no way gold's going to keep going up." I mean, $2,000 for gold is ridiculous, and we were all wrong.
Yeah, no, 100%. At the time, it was up a crazy amount here too, and that's why I'm saying I'm assuming gold's going to correct a little bit, for at least a little while, and so you got to understand, when interest rates are high, it means yields are high, right? So like if interest rates are high, yields are high, which means people are making more from bonds, so they have less of a need to buy gold, which doesn't guarantee any interest rates, because they could buy bonds and earn higher yields because interest rates and yields follow each other. If interest rates go down, like let's say Warsh comes in here over the next, next month or this month, let's say Warsh steps in, somehow he convinces the rest of the Fed to be dovish and lower interest rates, and that consequently drops yields. That might be a situation where gold starts to push up from it. It depends on how dovish we're going to get over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. That's going to influence gold a lot, is how dovish is the Fed over the next few years. And it really depends on it depends on where the labor market goes. The labor market's shown signs of resilience, and we have 35 minutes before we get the ADP prelim payroll report. So we have 35 minutes before we get the ADP prelim payroll report, the NFP report prelim data, which is, it always shows up the Wednesday prior to the non-farm payroll unemployment report that we get this Friday. So this is kind of the prelim NFP report. It's called the ADP monthly report. It's more influential than just the weekly report we get every Tuesday. And for this report today, we are expecting, I think it's like 80,000 is what I saw here. 80K for the ADP report. Yeah, so we are expecting, I'm showing 115,000 for ADP. Last time it showed up at 62,000. So again, this is the monthly report. I'm showing 115,000 ADP data. So.
I mean, are the monthly numbers more concrete than the weekly numbers? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you got to look at who's sitting it. ADP is a payroll processor, right? So they are, a lot of people say these reports are more accurate than the actual Fed's reports. Yeah, I might have been lazy on the thumbnail. It's all an illusion. It's also, like I said, I'm tired of putting the president on every thumbnail I do. I'm tired of putting politicians on every thumbnail I do. I'm starting to get just tired of that whole dynamic, ready to kind of just go back to normal. And that's why I'm hoping that, I genuinely am hoping that, I'm genuinely hoping that the Iran conflict ends and that we can go back to normal life. Because, again, I'm just not a political person. I don't like politics, either side. Real quick, though. Sorry, Britt. I'm going to let you finish, Britt. But the S&P just dipped down a little bit. Let me make sure there's no news here. I saw the president tweet about the ballroom. Okay, so the president just tweeted again. 18 seconds ago, the president just tweeted. He said, quote, assuming Iran agrees to give what has been agreed to, which is perhaps a big assumption, the already legendary epic fury will be at an end, and the highly effective blockade will allow the Hormuz Strait to be open to all, including Iran. If they don't agree, strikes start, and it will be, sadly, at a much higher level of intensity than it was before, end quote, U.S. President Donald Trump. So, again, this came out. I'm not sure if this is a Truth Social post, but this is what just showed up in markets. Let me see if it's a truth post or whether he's getting quoted from somebody else. Okay, yeah, that's right. So Truth Social post again, basically saying if they don't agree to this, it's about to get worse. And again, this has made markets immediately correct to the downside. I'm assuming oil spiked up some here. I should have bought the freaking dip in oil. Short term, I could have held this and made money.
You know, like, he drops tweets when you don't think he will, and he doesn't drop them when you think he won't. You know, I think I said that backwards, but you get what I'm saying. Like he always drops them at the most unexpected time. Yeah, and I think some of them are kind of predictable though. Like I could see like, hey, oil's down a lot. We have pushed all the way down from 102s, 103s down to under 90 at some point in time. With that said, we're at least gonna have a few days until the even if we do get a response from Iran, it's gonna be a few days. And so markets might price in an overreaction here, and then we might get something like this where it makes the deal potentially more shaky, even if the following thing ends up getting done and we do eventually get a deal done from all of this. Markets might just kind of, you know, go up and down and waves from this, especially after we've already had this big move in which the NASDAQ, the S&P have already broken highs. I think that logic makes a lot of sense. I should have bought it. Guys. But that's okay. That's all right. I think the chat told you to buy it.
Yeah, nah, they honestly were like, no, don't buy it. Don't do it, bro. Don't buy this, John. You know, don't do it. They said no, don't do it. And so yeah, can I be mad at the chat? Yes. Am I mad at the chat? No.
Yes.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh yeah, no. What I was gonna say before though, and it's just kind of a prior subject at this point, but in terms of the thumbnails. Like, to be fair, you really can't win for losing, because like when you put Trump in there, people get mad, and then when you don't put Trump in there, or like you make it too plain, people get mad.
No, for sure, right? Somebody called me lazy with my thumbnails today, bro. They said I'm lazy. You know, They said I'm lazy. It's not that I'm lazy. It's like, okay, I'm trying to not be too divisive. Realistically, I'm trying not to be too divisive politically. I'm not rooting for either side. I'm very neutral on all of this stuff. But people are really political, and so they really want me to like root for their side, whichever side that is, the left, the right, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm just honestly, realistically, I'm ready to. Even though we get more views with all the escalation in Iran and all the stuff going on, like we get more views. You know, I'm still ready for that dynamic to end and us to go back to normal here. With that said, though, oil spiking up to 92 right now, $92 a barrel. S&P breaking down still on that Trump tweet. So, what were you saying, Britt? Sorry, bro.
Oh, no, honestly, it was not important. I was kind of turning a little bit of phrase, honestly.
Okay.
I was just going to say, if the middle, I mean, like, can the middle, being the middle, technically be a side? You know, if it's the middle? I'm just being ridiculous.
Yeah, is my thumbnail lazy today, guys? Is my thumbnail lazy today? Just to put it out there, this is my thumbnail today. Honestly, I think it's pretty good. You know, instead of having a politician in the background, I just wanted some charts, bro. I think it's a good thumbnail. You know, simplicity is sometimes best. So, rate my thumbnail 1 to 10 today, guys. 1 to 10 right now.
What if I could see the thumbnail?
Oh, well. I will send you the thumbnail, Britt. You know, I think it gives me the right amount of flair, you know, the right amount of razzle dazzle, if you will, you know.
Yeah. Well, you need at least 13 pieces of flair, you know, to work at Tchotchkes.
Everybody's like, bro, your thumbnail's lazy as hell. Dude, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Listen.
I think it's a decent thumbnail. I mean, like, how exciting can you make that kind of thumbnail? Like, I mean, you could put, like, rainbows and unicorns and, like, you know, rocket ships on it. I mean, I guess that's exciting. But
dude,
it's not relevant.
I feel personally attacked right now from the chat here. Only one person gave me a 10. G-Man, I can respect it. Thank you so much, brother. Gave me an 8. I'll take an 8.
Yeah. Right. You know, at least feel like you're being, you know, objective about it.
Right. I'm personally feeling attacked here now, guys. Y'all are attacking my thumbnail. How dare you guys?
Boo!
How could you do this? That's what I feel like right now. I'm getting booed in the chat right now for my thumbnail, dude. Listen, I might do it again, guys. You know, I might do it again. You set a thumbnail standard and this one missed the mark. Faye, that hurts. Josh gave me a 10, my guy. Hey, listen, I said a 10. Brian, made man in here today. Solid 2, Kitty. Oh, dude, It's ass? Damn, dude. I'm attacked here today, bro. All right, I got you guys.
Oh, maybe ass is a good thing, you know? Like, I don't know.
It can be good, you know.
It's objective. You know?
Brit stole my red stapler. That's a Office Space quote. Huh?
Okay, but I'm not going to do the impression.
Yeah,
I can totally do a Milton Wadhams impression, but it's ridiculous.
All right, guys. S&P pull it back, guys. Listen, I'm gonna put this out there again. I wanted to buy oil here, you know. I'm just gonna pretend I wanted to buy it right here, but NASDAQ dipping, oil ripping. Still down monstrously on the day, but the S&P again 73.47s here on that Trump tweet. Again, what that Trump tweet did here, just to put this into perspective, why markets are coming back down a little bit now on this Trump tweet. I could buy this back up and just ride the potential wave back up. Markets are going down because the president did say that he basically put a little bit of doubt in this, is what it is, right? He put a little bit of doubt in there. He said, if they don't agree, strikes are going to start happening again, and it's going to be sad and a much higher level of intensity than it was before. Basically saying if they don't do it, the intensity is going to go up, and that's more escalation. Markets are a little bit more nervous about this deal now, is what it is. Well,
like, he just has a habit of anytime we're approaching some kind of agreement or deal or whatever, and not just like with Iran, just kind of in general, I think. And again, I'm not like talking bad about him or anything. I'm just stating objectively what I've observed. It's like, he's always like, things are going to be great, you know, wonderful, great things. Unless they're not, then they're going to be terrible. You know, it's like he always does that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's more going with like, huh, you better sign this deal, you know, or like something is going to happen, you know, you better sign this deal. Like, it's public pressure. Like, he's trying to put as much public pressure on them to get it done. He's basically saying, hey, yo, if you don't sign this deal, like, shit's going to hit the fan. And so you better sign the deal. That's basically what he's saying right now. He's trying to kind of, you know, like, get it done. It's
not very subtle, honestly. But I mean, like, I don't know.
He's not a subtle man. He's not a subtle man.
Maybe,
you know,
maybe subtlety is not required in this situation. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really expect him to be subtle, realistically.
No, me.
Like, I at this point in time, you know, he's not subtle. You know, you can agree with him. Yeah, you know, you can agree with him or just. Yeah, sorry. I'm used to running the stream by myself, Brett. I keep cutting you off. Go ahead, dude.
No, I was done. I was just saying he's a personality. I mean, you know, and he has been for 20 years, you know, The Apprentice and all that stuff, right? WWE. But, and so, like, to a certain extent, he's always a bit of a personality.
Sure. Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, whether you agree or disagree with him, you know this dude's not subtle. You know this man's not subtle. Again, you can agree with him, disagree with him. I'm not mad either side of that. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not very political anyway. I'm kind of in the realm of I dislike all politicians. So, but he's definitely not subtle, you know. He's got some good things about him, some bad things about him, in my opinion. But yeah.
Thanks, Farmer. I get a lot of practice on here.
Yeah. Insider's making a bunch of money. I'm going to let you finish. Yeah. Are you calling us two clowns?
Fair. Who said that?
Is the greatest president of our time. As a clown, I'm personally offended by that, bro. I'm definitely a clown, dude. Of course I'm a clown.
Yeah, dude. I actually got halfway through clown college. I couldn't really master pie throwing, so, you know.
Yeah. Are you like Steve-O? Steve-O went to clown college. You ever seen the movie Grind?
Yes.
Skateboard movie. Right. As a skateboarder, I loved it growing up. You know, there's clown school in that one. But yeah, this guy's upset. Field says, two clowns that know nothing. DJT is the greatest president of our time. Your job is to listen to the quarterback and run the play. My job? I'm not running any play. I'm not doing anything. I'm not in the game here, sir. I'm watching from the sidelines. Really, if I'm one of the guys with the cameras out here. I'm not picking a side.
Who said that? I'm trying to find the. I mean, I'm not angry. I'm just trying to see who said that.
Yeah. Field Sherbert or Fields Herbert.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell if it's Fields Sherbert. I think it's Fields. It could be Abear. If we're going Cajun with
I think you're taking it a little too personal, to be honest with you. Like, we weren't actually. I mean, I was poking fun a little bit, but I'm not actually making fun of him. It's just, I mean, come on, dude, you got to be objective.
Yeah, look, again, this is the problem. Is I could be like, hey, I'm not very political. I'm not picking sides here. You know, obviously, you know, it's pretty divisive. People really pick one side. I'm neutral on all this stuff, dude. I'm the water boy here, guys. I'm not relevant at all, you know.
I made an observation about past actions, and I did a voice. I was not, whatever.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, I know. I just...
You hurt my feelings today, bro. You hurt my feelings today, bro. Honestly, realistically, we probably shouldn't even be talking about this. Then he gets what he wants.
Let's see. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. This is a comedy show after all. I think top 3 comedy shows ever right now, dude. Yeah, we got the ADP jobs report. Yeah, we got the ADP jobs report coming out.
I wonder what we can expect from that.
I don't know here, man. What I wonder is how much it's going to move markets. Hey, thank you, Streamers Trends. I appreciate the sub, brother. Thank you so much. Let go of emotion. Staying neutral is the same as compliance. The chat's just so political, guys. So political. Real quick. Does the jobs report come in higher or lower than expected today? Higher or lower than expected? What do you guys think? Higher or lower jobs today? It drops in like less than 20 minutes here. We have, exactly 20 minutes almost.
Exactly 20 minutes almost.
Yeah. 60% of the time, we're right every time, Britt. Shh.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, dude. I think it might come in like at expected numbers for whatever, for some reason. I'm kind of getting that feeling.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not mad. Yeah, I don't know. I think the labor data has been really strong. And sometimes, like, this is seen as a prelim NFP report, right? So we get this on the Wednesday prior to the non-farm payroll report. So we get this the Wednesday prior to the NFP report, right? So with that said, coming out the Wednesday right before the report, you would think that sometimes the NFP data would match what the ADP monthly report that shows up today is. That's not necessarily true a lot of the time. A lot of the time we move sideways. A lot of the time we get like a negative. Sometimes we've gotten a negative ADP data and then like deeply positive NFP report, or vice versa. Sometimes we've got a super positive ADP report on Wednesday for the prelim NFP report, and then Friday we get like, the opposite. And so people would argue, which report do you trust more? Here's a good question for the chat right now. Comparing the ADP monthly report that we get today and the non-farm payroll report that we get on Friday, which one do you guys trust more? The BLS gets a lot of shit right now. They get a lot of shit from people because,
because they always revise the reports.
They always revise the reports. Not always, but they do it a lot. They revise it a lot.
And a lot of times by up to half, from what I've noticed.
Yeah, no, 100%. And so which one do you guys trust more, guys? Do you guys trust the ADP report? Do you guys trust the NFP official BLS data? What we've seen, most of the revisions over the last year in the BLS report have been negative revisions. So they've shown a weaker jobs landscape than what was originally shown in the official report that we got, right? Hey, thank you for the $50, Darren. I appreciate it, my friend. Shout out to Darren for the 50.
Thank you, man.
No, it's not $50.
What's that currency again? I can't remember.
Beats me, brother. Let me see. I'll know in just a second. Oh, it's Indian rupees. Right. Or no, it's UAE dirham. It's about $14. I appreciate the donation, my friend. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, so almost everybody trusts the ADP report more. Pew says ADP, Jono says ADP, Charlie says ADP, DJ says ADP. Hey, I appreciate the dono. Yeah, Friday NFP. Yeah, Friday's NFP data should be interesting. Again, the market's kind of wild right now, though. Oil is spiking up. And yeah, just to clarify, like, I'm not against the president. I hope he does a good job. There's some stuff he does that I agree with. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm not against anybody. And you don't want to be so attached to one side that you just kind of, get mad if somebody's neutral or. Most of the time, we're just covering breaking news. Like, we're just covering the news that's coming out that's moving markets here. And I really am ready for this dynamic to end,
Well, nobody's infallible, and I just, no matter what side you're on, and I think it's important to recognize that. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I see somebody mentioned in the chat that the BLS has more influence, though. Absolutely, the BLS does. ADP has much less influence. Well, because it's the official government data. The BLS is the Bureau of Labor Statistics government organization. And so the BLS data comes straight from the government. It's the official report that everybody watches. Friday, we'll get non-farm payrolls at 8:30 and unemployment at 8:30. And so, yeah, it should be interesting. We also, the following week, next week, we have CPI and PPI data coming from the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And so we will see what kind of reports we get there. But it should be interesting.
He says, I don't understand how it's always a negative revision. How do you take away jobs that didn't exist? I can understand adding ones that you didn't know about. Honestly, like, I'm not really too sure about that either. I kind of tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in the chat can educate us.
Sorry, Brett. ADHD, what you just said. What did you say?
Oh, I just read Pew's comment. It said, I don't understand how it's always a negative revision. How do you take away jobs that didn't exist? I can understand adding ones you didn't know about. And I'm kind of on the same page there. I don't really understand how you missed that badly.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of like somebody who covers the economic reports every single month, it's definitely a little bit difficult to understand how they're having to revise it by so much. You got to throw in, like, we had the shutdowns last year and this year, and so, you know, but even prior to the shutdowns, you know, we would see deep revisions in the labor market. It got to a point where we really started seeing the labor market crack a little bit here. If we take a look at NFP trends, they've kind of rebounded back up. Like, this is from Trading Economics, but like, look, here is a 5-year chart of non-farm payrolls. So, you know, we had some really strong years here, I mean, this was post 2020 when jobs started to rebound back up, just to understand why, like, that spike was so heavy here. It was post 2020, jobs started to come back, markets, you know, NFP data started to spike and rise. But since then, we've seen a slow deterioration of jobs into last year. And last year is when we started getting some cracks. We started seeing some negative reports even prior to the shutdowns that we got last year. So, yeah, but one of the weird dynamics that we're seeing here, like if you zoom into these reports, you know, August, we got negative 70,000. September, we got positive 76,000. In October, we got negative 140,000 non-farm payrolls. In November, we got positive 41,000. In December, we got negative 17,000. In January, we got positive 160,000. And in February, we got negative 133,000. And then in March last time, we got a positive 178,000. And so there is a trend here.
It's a literal roller coaster.
Right. It's every other.
Sorry, a metaphoric roller coaster. Sorry.
Yeah. A literal roller coaster. No. Yeah. I got you. But every meeting, it pivots from positive to negative, negative to positive, positive to negative. And that's something that we've seen, really. That dynamic has been there since June of last year. So almost a year now. We've had every consecutive report is the opposite of what the previous report was that we've seen in payrolls. And so, yeah, again, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, really interesting market.
What's the move today, long or short? I have no idea, honestly. Based on how much it's gone up, I would probably pick short, but don't take my word on that.
Yeah, bullish or bearish today, guys? Bullish or bearish?
Hard to tell at this point because right now it's just kind of trending sideways. But
yeah, I can't confirm that you can in Boston.
I mean, it climbed from what did it close at yesterday, like 27.9.
I'm tempted.
I mean, not closed. Opened at 27.9 yesterday ish, and we're up what $600? I mean, 600 since then. I don't know. Yes. Do you think it'll keep climbing?
We closed yesterday at 28,207 on the NASDAQ. We're at 28,500 now. This is kind of where I wanted to buy the dip in the NASDAQ here. 28.5 is what I was talking about potentially buying here. If we put up a 1-minute chart at 200 exponential the VWAP is close to where we were, but
yeah, we're at like 515 right now, and it looks we got a couple down candles, but
yeah, it's hard to call. ADP is a private company, though. I wouldn't trust them either. Yeah, but ADP is payroll processor company, right? So in logic, like being logical, they're going to have more economic reports than we might, or they're going to have more data than maybe the government has, more accurate data at least, because that's what they do is process payrolls. So yeah, so I'm seeing another report here that says Axios's text is Americans' wish list until it becomes reality. Americans will not obtain through a failed war what they have failed to gain in face-to-face negotiations. Iran is ready if they do not surrender and grant the necessary concessions, or if they or their devilish hench-dog allies try to act mischievously, we will deliver a harsh and regret-inducing response. It sounded like a Bond villain just now. Like I felt like a Bond villain reading that. You know, you've got 1 hour. You know, NASDAQ down at 28,500 here. I might buy this dip. I don't know how much time we have left until ADP.
Unless you pay us $1 million.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not saying they are a Bond villain, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, you know, I felt like one reading that. Maybe I am. But yeah, this was Ibrahim Rizaya.
Okay,
yeah.
John, just keep the disclaimer in mind. It's not my fault if you. I said I was most likely wrong, so if you lose, it's not my fault.
NASDAQ continues to dip here, though. Here's 28,500. Yeah.
No, I was not giving advice. I just said what I thought and admitted that I'm most likely wrong.
Yeah, we got traders in here. We're just watching for news coming out right now. So we got some traders. Data is cooked, buddy. Yeah. May the 6th be with you. Yeah, I think it was May the 4th, but that's all right. We'll allow it. Oil back up to $93 a barrel here. So I wanted to buy the dip at 90, guys.
That might have been a Sith joke, you know?
Oh, yeah. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not up to date on
just giving them the benefit of the doubt, you know.
Yeah. We could respect it. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. We have 10 minutes left. 10 minutes. Boy, do I miss the old days. Let's see if the NASDAQ can give me a little bounce
Energy
here.
Secretary Wright, we will get to free flow with or without Iran agreement 42 seconds ago.
I've gone ahead and bought the dip here. Very small, very small. We might add a little bit to this and see if we bounce back higher here around 28.5s. But we're a little bit late buying the dip, but we are in this dip now. I should have bought oil where I wanted though, but that's all right. We'll give it some time. Let's see if we can retrace back up over 28.5s. The question is, how long can these high breaks continue? 9 minutes left, Chad. 9 minutes. I am gonna have to sell this before the data comes out, so we're just gonna try to get a little scalp in here before the data comes. But I trolled you to buy oil.
Okay, John.
I bought the oil dip. Went back to the beginning of the stream. Thanks for breaking down the calls of last night's market pump. Yeah, all good, Chris. All good, my friend. Like we're just covering what's moving markets. Like that's what I try to do.
You do break that stuff down pretty succinctly, quickly, and you know, accurately.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I'm down on this trade right now. I'm gonna give it one more second. My stop loss is about 80, and some type of news just dropped here. Probably we're out. We lost a very small amount, but
we're at top 5 worst traders incoming. Maybe. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. U.S. Energy Secretary Wright says we'll get to free flow of oil without Iran agreement. Let's see if oil is bouncing higher here. Yeah, look at the NASDAQ continue to correct back down, and oil's back up to almost 94s. So we're going to get out really quick here. I don't know if markets are just now... I don't know if they're just now digesting what we talked about earlier regarding the... Who said this? This is from Ibrahim Rizaya. He is the representative of the honorable people of Dashtistan in the parliament and spokesperson for the National Security and Foreign Policy Commission.
You say Dashtistan?
Yeah. Don't ask me where it is, Britt.
I'm not.
Yeah. It's in the Bushehr province of Iran.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. We have, how much stuff we have? We have 7 minutes left until the ADP prelim jobs report. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. We got about 1,000 people here already. About 7 minutes into the ADP monthly jobs report. Thank you, Clayton. Thank you, brother.
I'm excited. I can feel the buzz in the air, you know?
Yeah. Well, I could have held this and probably made money. The range is very large today. So the range is very large, obviously, with breaking all-time highs at 630s. Bobby Boucher. Gatorade sucks. Water's better, bro. Market's literally stuck.
I'm sorry.
Market's literally stuck in a Groundhog Day. Market's breaking all-time highs here. Oil starting to dip, and then you know that's what we do here. Hey, thank you, Samuel. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Samuel for the subscribe. Thanks, bro. Listen, ADP dated live in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Bullish or bearish on this data, or will it move markets at all, guys? Will it move markets at all? Britt, you were saying, bro, before I was so rudely interrupted?
Before you were so rudely interrupting, I don't know.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, but before that report drops, what are Bitcoin and Nvidia doing today?
So Nvidia has been reacting negatively to AMD earnings, actually, but Nvidia is back up today. It did have a negative reaction when some of these numbers dropped yesterday, but it's back up to over 200s. Market's flying back higher here, so. Nvidia's up to 201s. It's still down. Nvidia broke highs not that long ago and got up to like 219s, 220s, 216s, I think, during market hours. Bitcoin is really still over 80,000. It's at 82s right now, 81s, 82s for Bitcoin if you look at it here. So Bitcoin's been rebounding back up. A lot of people are going to be watching 100,000 right now. A lot of people are going to be paying attention to 100K. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But 100,000 is going to be a level people watch for Bitcoin for sure at this point in time. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Honestly, I never really, like, when it was first starting to become a thing, I really thought, like, digital currency would not stick around, or at least not become as prevalent and as valuable as it has. Like, I'm not going to bother trying to learn how to mine Bitcoin. It's not going to worth anything.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah. I got lucky
wrong.
with Bitcoin. I used to play poker, and so you know we
you would bet Bitcoin.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't bet it, but you'd have to deposit with it. Is what I would have to do, and so
okay.
I got lucky in that regard. You know, but I like Bitcoin a lot too. I think Bitcoin over time, you know, makes sense. I think the world's digital currency is going to be there anyway. Most people
you're right, but
use cash at this point.
You're right, but like 2012, 13ish, like I didn't think it was going to be as successful as it has been.
Yeah. 84K is the line everybody's watching for Bitcoin. All right, guys, here we go. We have a couple minutes left. Oil has gone all the way back up to 94s here. 94s.
Great.
Listen, it's all love. I love the chat, guys. I love you guys. All right. Now, I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with that understanding. Listen, I love you guys, all right? But I'm genuinely going to start asking a question in the chat, and if they say don't buy it, I'm going to buy up as much as I can right now. Because oil is up to $94 a barrel right now. Back up. Trump tweets and other stuff are what's driving this. But, listen, I love you guys. But, yeah. Here we go. We have
but you're constantly
3 minutes
wrong.
left. 3 minutes left. Hey, dude. I love you, bro. Have a good day, dude.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you, buddy. Have a good day, dude. Yeah. I held Nvidia so long, I learned the hard way. Nvidia's been kind of flat for years. Oil back over 94s for a split second here. We're at 94.01s, 94.04s. We have 2.5 minutes left, chat. 2.5 minutes left before we have the non-farm employment change data go live. We'll see if it moves markets. I'm not sure, really. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to move markets. We have the NFP private payroll report going out on Friday. So we'll see what that looks like. But this should be interesting. Again, this data is expected today, guys. ADP is expected at 118,000 for ADP employment report. Last time we can look at the previous ADP report and see that it showed up at 62,000 last time, 62K last time. So we will see what happens here. The data releases in 2 minutes left, chat. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you put it in 2x speed. Yeah. John's my financial advice giving daddy. I don't even know what financial advice is. I definitely don't give it out here.
And daddy?
Many of the commenters aren't day trading. They think long term. Very short term trading signs. Some of his comments here are meaningless. No, you're absolutely right, Ty. 100%. We are here to hear what you want to buy or sell, not to say it to you. Yeah, I know. All right, here we go. I need some type of fancy sound effects here. Let's put some dramatic music on real quick for this data release.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh, it's gonna be yeah.
This reminds me of
Here we go. 55 seconds left. 55 seconds left. The NASDAQ did almost stabilize, and oil is now over $94 a barrel. Here we go. 43 seconds. Here we go. Let's see what happens here, guys. Here's oil. Here's the NASDAQ. We will see what shows up on this jobs report today. We got about 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. A little bit less than that, actually. Look at the NASDAQ tumble back down here. This could be a catalyst. Look at oil spike. Look at the volume surge here. Something just happened, maybe, potentially. We have 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. But look at oil dump. Hey, Britt, while I'm going over this, check the breaking news on social media.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm looking at. I don't get it quite as quick as you, so I'm not seeing anything yet.
Yeah, here's the report, guys. 2, 1, and here's the report right now. All right, guys, we're waiting for the ADP report. Yeah, we got too much stuff going on in markets right now. All right, guys, so the ADP report is not out yet.
So far, all I'm seeing is something about...
Okay, it shows report increased 109,000 jobs in April. 109,000 jobs in April. So 109,000 here, guys. NASDAQ still tumbling down, but 109,000 in the ADP report. I put this data up on screen. 109,000 here, guys. Yeah, 109K. A little bit lower than the expected number. They expected like 115. We showed up at 109. So a little bit less than expected. Not a crazy amount less though here, guys. This is not like a big amount. This is not a big amount under what was expected here today. So we showed up at 109,000 for ADP. Market is kind of getting some strength here. Look at the volume start to show up here. So 109,000 for the job. So we slightly missed. We slightly missed here. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's somewhere in the middle here with ADP. We'll see what the actual NFP report shows up as.
Close enough to support the market, though.
Yeah, I mean, market reacted negatively. Oil did come down a little bit, though, but it's a slight miss. It's not a huge, like, crazy miss here, realistically. Like, this is not like a big, powerful miss or anything like that. This is a pretty small miss relative to what was expected, and it also is much higher than it showed up at last time here today, guys. So, again, 109,000. I love you. Have a good day. 109,000 jobs. So private employees added 109,000 jobs. I'm trying to see if we added any other news because we did get a volume spike.
Trump tells New York Post it is too soon to prep for Iran peace signing.
Yeah. So this news actually just dropped here, chat. So this news just came out right now. So let's put this up on screen right now. This could be moving markets as well. Make sure you guys hit the live button.
Besides that was the ADP report numbers.
Yeah.
And something about DOJ and Comey.
Yeah, so I'm seeing here, guys, I did see this. Trump tells New York Post it's too soon to prep for an Iran peace deal signing, which is kind of the opposite of what he said yesterday. But we'll see. We'll see. Look, here's some of the other breaking news that we got right now. Yeah, it depends on what expectations you saw. They expected 120 plus, 109,000. So it was more than they did last time for private payrolls and ADP, but it was less than expected slightly for the ADP report here. And just to kind of dig deeper into this report. Come on, ADP. Yeah, 109,000 jobs. They could have done better here. Let's see. Press release. Yeah, the issue with ADP is their servers can't really handle anything. But 109,000. Let's see if the job. I'm trying to see where Trump said that comment here. So I'm trying to see.
We're down about $160 from when we started streaming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were up a lot though. Like right when I started streaming, the market absolutely ripped here. Yeah, the music's down. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, yeah. So ADP jobs report, 109,000 jobs. Let's see where this is. So 1 to 19 employees gained 43,000 jobs. 20 to 49 employees gained 22,000 jobs. Mid-size gained 5K. Larger mid-sized companies up to 499 employees lost 3,000 jobs, and large company gains 42,000. Natural resource and mining gained 3. Construction gained 10,000. Manufacturing gained 2,000. Trade and transportation gained 25K. Information gained 4,000. Financial activities gained 9,000. Professional and business services lost 8,000. Education and health services gained 61,000. So this is where a majority of the gains so far were education and health services. So yeah, ADP data did show 109,000 jobs. They said small and large employers are hiring, but we're seeing softness in the middle. Large companies have resources to deploy, and small ones are the most nimble, both important advantages in a complex labor market. So basically, mid-sized companies are the ones eating it here. Oil's continuing to spike after this New York Times post says, or was it New York Times that said this? Yeah, it was.
I think that's why do you think mid-sized employers are not adding jobs? Like, not enough revenue to offset overhead or something, like in terms of expansion and hiring new employees?
Well, and what they described here, it says small and large employees are hiring. Basically, large companies have resources, small companies are nimble. The middle is the worst of both worlds. They're less nimble and they have less resources than large companies, right? So, yeah, that's really what this is.
I mean, it's kind of what I said, I think.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's, the report still wasn't bad necessarily, and I don't think it was big enough to be market influencing. Like, it was basically flat data.
Yeah.
But, okay, so the president said it's too soon to plan peace talks with Iran despite reports of a near deal, downplaying prospects of imminent negotiations in Pakistan. He warned that if Iran accepts terms, hostilities could end and the Strait of Hormuz reopen. But failure to agree would intensify military action here. So, again, oil prices are starting to drop here. Look at this oil dip. Let's see if this downward push continues. So oil's starting to dip down a little bit here. I don't see any other breaking news. Let me get my music back on here, guys. I got you guys. Hold on. But oil did just have a pretty large pullback here.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so something's going on in that regard here. Yeah, I'm checking. Look at that pullback. So we got something going on right now.
Yeah. Got a few things about German foreign minister.
Yeah. Well, this doesn't mean it's a catalyst. I mean, I don't know. Look at this. This drop is pretty large. Let's take a look at my trading platform.
$500 million worth of rights for shares in the fiber optic cable market.
Yeah, here's the NASDAQ.
Maker coins.
Interesting. We'll see what the NFP report shows up as. And people are talking about how Iran made a website, guys, just to clarify. We talked about this earlier. People are talking about how Iran made a website where they're now going to charge tolls, and there was some fear and all this stuff coming from this potential website. This is literally the website. I'm not saying I could code better than this. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying here, guys. Don't put those words in my mouth. Don't put those words in my mouth. I'm not saying I can code better than this. But this is the website right here. Yeah.
It looks like the beginning of a paper written on Microsoft Word.
Yeah, I turned in some school projects that were like this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying I could do that, guys. Listen, y'all need a website like this? Call me. Okay, I got you. $3,000
pay button.
$3,000. Look, we're back over 28.5 here. We are back over 28.5. Yeah, I see Pakistani sources to Al Arabia said we have a draft agreement, the majority of whose clauses have the approve of both parties. That is probably what's doing this. Okay, so yeah, this is the source. Again, Pakistani source to Al Arabia says, quote, we have a draft agreement, the majority of whose clauses have the approval of both parties. All right, so this is definitely what's moving markets. This is from, again, sources to Al Arabia. Yeah, this is the quote right here. Again, we have a draft agreement, the majority of whose clauses have the approval of both parties, Pakistani sources to Al Arabia. So Pakistan saying basically, look, we could be close here, we could be close. And again, in history's context, we have seen stuff like that where getting closer to the end, of course, it's looking more and more likely we're going to get a deal done. We'll see. Why did the music stop again? But yeah, an interesting day, guys. An interesting day. Yeah, so Jason, you're a little bit delayed on the stream, my friend. You're a little bit backwards here, brother. We've covered that. We covered the ADP data about what, 10 minutes ago? So hit the live button, my friend. That. Yeah. You'll catch up. Where did my music go? Did I exit out of my music here? I must have.
You have it set on the musical chairs playlist. That would explain all the stops.
Yeah, it's something here. I don't know what happened. Alright. There we go. Do I buy this dip in oil again, guys? We're at $94 a barrel here. I don't know. I don't like it as much now. This market could go up 5K if this dumb thing ends. Yeah, maybe. I'm in the market for a website just like that, but I'm not willing to pay anything less than 5,000. 501. 501, bro.
You know, you're the like greatest negotiator I've ever heard of, Banana Republic.
Yeah, this is like Pawn Stars. I gotta get my edge in. You gotta accept my offer. 501. You got yourself a deal. It might take me 3 months to make it, but you got yourself a deal. John can run the straight. Are jobless claims coming out at 8:30? No, today is Wednesday. Jobless claims drop tomorrow at 8:30 on Thursday. So no jobless claims today. Ooh. Wait for a larger dip on oil. Yeah, I'm sitting back waiting right now. I'm sitting back waiting here. I should have bought the volume weighted average price at 28,420. Here's the VWAP. We got pretty close. Now, a lot of this, again, is a news-driven market. So, a lot of this is a news-driven market. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. Fitch, which is a rating agency, says Belgium, France, and UK having least headroom to respond to new energy crisis caused by the Iran conflict. Germany's MERS on row with Trump says, I'll continue to speak my mind in the future. Again, the president came out a couple minutes ago that said it. What?
It was a row, not a row. A row's an argument.
Oh, a row. Yeah, sorry. It is too soon to start thinking about face-to-face U.S.-Iran talks, according to U.S. President Donald Trump. So oil prices did surge back over 95 a barrel for a little while. But then we got Al Arabia working with Pakistan, basically saying, hey, you know, they agree on most things in the proposal. Now, if the one thing they do not agree on is nuclear, it's going to be, you know, obviously, I don't think anything's going to happen. But I think it is optimistic that we're getting close. It is optimistic that we're getting close. And again, personally, I'm ready here, guys. I'm ready.
I am too. It's just that nuclear material part is just a serious hitch in the whole giddy up of the process.
Yeah, but that, you know, I think eventually we'll get it done. Eventually,
we will eventually. I just don't know how long it'll take.
Yeah, so I did get a couple different notes that just dropped from Pakistani sources. So Pakistani sources says we have a draft agreement, the majority of whose clauses have the approval of both parties. The draft agreement is sets a timetable for ending all hostile actions. The agreement draft sets a timetable for upcoming negotiation rounds as well, and it includes complete end to the war. The draft agreement includes reopening the Strait of Hormuz to international navigation, according to Pakistani sources. So Pakistan's coming out basically saying that, like, what the deal would entail. And again, this includes reopening the strait to international navigation, complete end to the conflict. And it sets a timetable for upcoming negotiation rounds. And it says that the majority of whose clauses have the approval of both parties. So it's looking better here to end the potential conflict here is what it looks like to me. It's looking better. Is it likely that the conflict ends? We don't know, but it's looking more likely that we're getting there. And that's why NASDAQ, S&P, Dow are up pretty big today on everything. But, you know, earnings came out yesterday for AMD. They killed it. They beat EPS revenue, raised guidance. And so that's helping as well. But you can just see the continued effects on oil. Oil is falling all the way down to 94.4s right now. So 94.4s on oil here. So oil is dumped, really. Yeah, so we're up to 94.30s right now. 94.30s in oil. I'm tempted to buy 94. I think 94 is a relevant level here. The problem is that buying 94 here, at least short term, would mean that I think escalation is going to occur, and I don't necessarily know if I want to do that right now. So, I don't know. Let's see. But here's 8:30. We don't have any 8:30 today. The big data showed up at 8:15 today.
Escalation might occur, but I mean, after all the tweets and statements put out by the different sides today that mostly bode well, I kind of doubt we're going to have an about face today.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not going to be today. And that's why I could buy oil here, although oil did pop all the way back up to 94s. You know what? We're going to buy a little bit. We're going to try. We're going to take a small position here.
Right then.
Or no, we bought the NASDAQ here. I didn't buy oil. I bought the NASDAQ. Let me cut this trade. Here's oil.
Let's do all the things that you want to do.
Yeah. Here's a micro oil. All right, we're gonna take 4 contracts right here. See if we hold. The risky endeavor, though. Pakistani sources to Al Arabia says the two sides are closer to embarking on a negotiation process that may take months. According to, again, two sides are closer to embarking on a negotiation process that may take months, according to Pakistani sources. Again, they did say earlier that the draft agreement includes reopening the Strait of Hormuz, but you know, them saying it could take months might make markets start to price in a little bit. There we go. Yep, yes sir. I'm gonna take a couple of this off immediately here on the spike in oil here. You love to see it. You love to see it. Yep. I'm gonna take another one off. We got one contract left. Quick little $150, very fast. Very fast. And we could probably hold the rest of this break even. Like I said, we could probably hold the rest of this break even here.
U.S. to sell $58 billion in 3-year notes on May 11th to settle on May 15th. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my P&L up here. We're still long in oil, but we've scaled out a lot of it already here. This sounds like Knight Rider. Coworkers hate me. Winning when Bitcoin was down, they asked, "How's your Bitcoin doing?" condescendingly, and now they aren't saying anything. Don't you love when you get crickets? You know.
Wait, do you mean he sounds like a car, like Kit from Knight Rider?
No, bro. I sound like what's his name?
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. Yeah, bro. I sound like Hasselhoff, dude.
The Hoff.
Right. Hey,
Fun
John.
fact,
Iranians will reject due to nuclear terms as they did before. Yeah, that's possible for sure. All right, guys, we're green on the day here. We're green on the day. Ugh. Let's see if this dynamic continues here today, guys. What a weird day, though, already, guys. What a weird day.
It is. And very topsy-turvy.
Yeah, I can hold the rest of this break even, and we're going to be green no matter what. But we are in a little position left. So we'll probably end up cutting this. We're flat right now. Hasn't really gone anywhere, but we've already taken, what do we have, 4 contracts here? So we've taken 3 out of 4 of the contracts off already. And now it's pulling back, and we're going to cut this break even right here and just get out. It might bounce, but I'm not going to hold it through and dip. So we're out. We are green, on like nicely green on the day. We got a nice little starting cushion of, how much did we just make? We made something. All right. Could have held that. I'm looking at oil still, dude. I could have held it, man.
We made something.
I made something. I'm leaving with something. Oil continues to pop back up. Yeah, I think, excuse me. I might buy this dip again on oil here. Let's see. NASDAQ kind of been down here. Yeah, so we're back in 4 contracts trying to scalp oil here. This account, we honestly have a really nice trend, like profit trend in this account. There we go. Let's see if we can pop up more. But yeah, I think the comment from Pakistan that the negotiations could take months is going to put a damper on this whole thing. Markets are pricing in like an incoming deal. The president came out saying, you know, it's too early, and Pakistan saying it might take months to negotiate this. And so the U.S. Treasury did. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that was very disheartening to hear. That's all.
Right, and I think markets might start to get baked into this taking longer than expected from the beginning of this morning, and so that's why I'm kind of buying oil right now. But it's definitely not risk free here.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We also had the U.S. Treasury sets quarterly free funding at 125 billion. They announced 42 billion 10-year note auction on May 12th, which is the day after Warsh is set to be sworn in. Yeah, so I'm in oil right now, guys. We are back in oil here. We're going to give it some time, though, and let it work a little bit more. There we go. See if it continues to pop up here. We got some time.
Also, fun fact, John, did you know that the guy who voiced Kit in Knight Rider was Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World?
I didn't. Mr. Feeney was a gangster.
So, I know, dude.
Yeah,
William
I can respect him. All right, look, I'm going to take another half off here. We should be up about 100. The spread might eat some of my profits here. But we got a big spike that I wanted. Let's see if it holds up here. I think I could probably hold half of this position a little bit longer than the previous one, though. So we'll see. That's ballsy. Well, it's better to be fearful when others are greedy, guys. Most of the time. And I got almost immediate green, and so I can hold it pretty much flat on the rest if I want to. I don't like this candle here that much, though. Let's see what happens. We're flat. I'm going to take half off right here, just get out sideways, and then see what happens on the rest. Like I said, I don't really like this candle very much. Flat still, though. Topanga's still holding up. Alright. U.S. Trade Representative Greer says expects the European Union to keep its side of the trade deal. EU tariff and non-tariff commitments have not materialized yet. And he expects them to keep their side of the trade deal. You guys think? Alright, so we're still green on this. Maybe I'll add to it back here. We're long in oil right now, but oil is starting to kind of sideways chop down. Yeah, the ADP data is out. It showed 109,000 jobs added for the month. 109K jobs. U.S. Trade Representative Greer did say that it's past due for Europe to come into a trade deal compliance here. So, and my trade is still pretty green here. I don't know if I want to add to it yet. Oil is NASDAQ is starting to fall back down a little bit more. But oil is already rebounded a lot. So,
is it typical for the Treasury to sell off like billions. Well, looks like well over $100 billion in bonds and notes.
Yeah, it's typical.
Okay. Because they're selling $58 billion 3-year notes, $25 billion in 30-year bonds, and $42 billion in 10-year notes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty typical.
Okay.
It would have moved markets if they were doing something abnormal outside of normal flow.
Yeah. Okay.
Greer states that certain amendments in the EU Parliament require solution. Greer did not accept changes proposed by the EU Parliament deal. Didn't agree to EU's Parliament deal, he says. Yeah, we got out of that long trade on oil. We made our money and now we're out of it. And I don't know what we're going to do on the rest of this. But we're now nicely green on the day. We've had a great graph. Like, here's my trading profits so far. Like, this week we're killing it, bro. And again, we're in the part now where, like, this is a 50K Trade Evade account. Because of the 20% consistency rule, I have to kind of slowly build profit in this account, right? But here's the last week. We are running 70% accuracy the last week. Here's my P&L history, you know. And so we're doing pretty good overall here. Total profit, you can kind of see for the week. And this is little small scalps. 1150. So not too shabby here, not too shabby. I will take it. Green is good. Green is good. We'll see if we can keep grinding it up, but so far so good here on this account. Markets are starting to stabilize back down here. And again, if you want to check out Tradeify, Tradeify's got a good deal going on right now. If you haven't checked out Tradeify, shameless plug. This is the first plug I'm doing all day. But 40% off up to 5 uses per trader on Tradeify. 40% off up to 5 uses on Tradeify. 30% off after the first 5 uses, right? And if you bundle 5 growth or select 25K or 50K accounts together, you receive another 5% on top of it. So again, if you want to check out Tradeify, they are an affiliate of mine. Most day traders lose money. Limiting your risk, learning to trade in this way is the perfect middle ground. It really is the perfect middle ground because most day traders lose. So if you want to check it out, here is the link. We appreciate the love chat this morning. Help support your boy here in this channel. There's the link.
Yeah, hit the like button, you know, join the Discord.
Yeah, hit the like button. Use your code on Take Profit. Thank you, Uncle Nelly, my friend. Thank you, brother.
Stop copying me, John.
Yeah, BGT. Use BGT. You can use it on Tradeify, Apex. Take Profit. Lucid. And more, really. If you guys like... hold on. Here, I should have held that long position, dude. Boo! Boo.
Boo this man.
Yeah. I know, man. I'm mad about it. Yeah, so oil continues to come down here. Ugh.
Mad about that?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I sneezed. Ugh.
It honestly just sounded like a yawn to me.
Oh,
you shouldn't have copped to it.
It was the most powerful sneeze ever. How dare you assume that was a yawn, Britt? What the heck, dude?
Yeah, the blowback pushed you into the wall, huh?
Right. Took my camera out, bro. Listen, it took my camera out. All right, we're back here. We're back. The show must go on.
Even it's moving pretty hard now.
Yeah. All right.
What are some of the stronger digital currencies aside from Bitcoin?
ETH. You know, XRP is interesting. People hate XRP, but top 3 sneezes ever. Yeah, listen, it was a I would say it was a great sneeze right there. It felt good, honestly. Sneezes feel good, you know. But yeah, I've been sick for like 2 weeks now, bro. It's kind of crazy though. Like I've been sick for 2 weeks now. And the issue is that it went away. Like, I even went back to jiu-jitsu, you know, felt fine, you know, tapped a bunch of people out with my ninja skills. And then now, yesterday, it kind of comes back. Now my throat hurts again. My ears hurt now. I might have a sinus infection at this point in time, really. Doctors in chat. I know we got some of you guys here. Doctors in chat.
Dude,
where are you guys at?
You either got sick again at jiu-jitsu or your kids brought something home again.
No, that's not it.
Even if they didn't get sick.
Dude, I didn't get sick the next day. I went to jiu-jitsu the day before yesterday, bro. It didn't show up 12 hours later. That's just not how it works.
Dude, it's happened to me before.
Well,
depends on what the incubation period is, whatever you caught.
Yeah, maybe. Doge.
Trust me, I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
It's called allergies, dude. It's not allergies, bro. I'm not allergic to anything, dude. I grew up in a freaking zoo.
Yeah,
like, you can ask Britt. You can ask Britt, dude. I grew up in a freaking zoo. I am not allergic to anything, dude.
Dogs and
yeah, we had dogs and hawks. We raised quail. We had hawks. My dad was a falconer, so he trained and hunted with falcons. We had hawks. We had birds. We had parakeets. We had I had snakes. You know, we had cats and dogs. Like, dude, I'm not allergic to freaking. I played outside my whole youth. Yeah, I'm really not allergic to anything. This is my whole family has gotten this illness, whatever it was that's been passing around. And during this illness, I've sneezed more than I've ever sneezed.
It's communicable allergies, John. You can catch allergies.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Says the chat. So U.S. Trade Representative Greer says we in Europe are always going to trade with China. Satellite analysis indicates Iranian airstrikes have damaged or destroyed at least 228 targets at U.S. military sites across the Middle East, far more than publicly acknowledged, hitting hangars, barracks, field depots, aircrafts, and key radar and defense systems, according to satellite analysis here. Also, NVIDIA partnered with glassmaker Corning to develop 3 new advanced manufacturing facilities. The deal includes factories that will lead to the creation of at least 3,000 jobs and increase Corning's U.S. opticals manufacturing capacity by 1,000%. NVIDIA is likely set to replace copper with Corning's optical glass fibers in its AI rack scale systems.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's what this deal is about. Optical fibers allow for less signal loss than copper, making AI data centers more efficient. Corning, which is GLW here, stock is up big on this deal. Of course, anybody partnering with NVIDIA is going to react well to this. It's up 16% or more on the news. NVIDIA is up 3%. So,
oh, we partner with NVIDIA. I bet we'd be huge.
Dude, tell them to come out here. Tell them they can supply the data chips or the data chip or the microchip for my computer while I run the stream, dude. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. You know, you know. Big money for them. Big money.
You're gonna make tons off of it, NVIDIA. I mean, I know we will, but
right. I might even buy one chip. They might even have to supply one chip to me. You know,
go bankrupt buying one chip.
How are you getting all this news so quickly? Because I'm just good like that, guys. Listen, you know, I just know. I know what's going on. Yeah. Greer states that China will always remain a trading partner for both the U.S. and Europe. Is it time to buy the NASDAQ at the volume weighted average price here, though? Is it time to buy the NQ?
Oh no. I do know your internet is way faster than mine. I'm getting like stuff that you read like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. It's the man flu. Allergies can change when you get older. Yeah.
No, that's definitely true.
Yeah, I had snakes. We had cord snakes, garter snakes, king snakes. You know, I was really into snakes and sharks as a kid. So I was like really into snakes and sharks. Like I would go hunting for snakes in the woods, you know.
He went hunting for sharks in the woods too, but he didn't find any.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, I think he bought a shark once and put it in a terrarium, but for some reason it didn't last long.
Yeah, John, you could be allergic to making them Benjamins. The chat would agree. You know.
If you guys had seen John's drip, you wouldn't think that.
I wear t-shirts mostly. Like I very rarely, like I have a Nike t-shirt on right now. I very rarely wear anything besides t-shirts anymore. I wear t-shirts and jeans, t-shirts and shorts. I don't dress up much.
Ah, dude, I was talking about the helicopter. You know, the one you take to the grocery store.
Oh yeah, dude. Listen, you know, It's a Hot Wheel, but yeah, I bring it in my pocket. Anyways, NASDAQ's starting to jump back up. It's at 28,470s right now. Let's see oil here. All right, so we're at 94.4s. Breaking financial news, consolidators. What is Tesla doing? Oil's back down to almost 94.5s. But really, we've had all this news come out, and now we're just kind of choppy. We're just kind of sideways. You know, so we'll see what happens here. But again, let's take a look at some levels to pay attention to here. Here's the NASDAQ. So here's the NASDAQ. Obviously, there's two main levels that all traders are watching right now. And these two main levels are 29,000 above us on the NQ. Obviously, if we start to test 29,000, I think 30,000 is going to become much more relevant. Like if we break 29,000, everybody's going to be saying 30, 30, 30, 30, right? Like 30,000 is going to be that level people pay attention to in the NQ. Underneath us, we got 28K right here. The previous closing price is relevant today. This is at 28,207 today in NQ futures. 28,207. And so we have two big whole dollar numbers with the range that we're moving today. We've got a whole dollar number at 29K above us. We've got a whole dollar number at 28,000 underneath us here. And frankly, we're right in the middle of that right now. We're basically right dead in between these numbers. And so people are going to be watching them. The previous closing price is a little bit closer to us now. Again, 28,207. This is the level at which markets go from red to green to red on the day. And so if we're talking really short term in the NASDAQ, the volume weighted average price has held up some support here. So the volume weighted average price, you can see it right here, the purple line on this left chart. The volume weighted average price, we bounced directly off of that in the NASDAQ. We're back. We're now moving back down to retest this level though for the VWAP here. Right around 420 is where the VWAP is. 28,420. There's a joke I could make there, but I'm just gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, 28,420 here on the NASDAQ is right around the volume weighted average price. We've confirmed it once. We're starting to hold over it, but now the market is starting to retest this now. And for me, I think unless we get other news coming out, you know, we are close to all-time highs today again, and we did break all-time highs earlier in the day on optimism about a U.S.-Iran deal. My bias today, and again, this is just pure bias, right? Like this is just pure bias in markets. I don't know what we're actually going to get. This is pure bias. My bias today is that we've gone up too much from this Iran potential deal. It's looking okay, but if negotiations take as long as Pakistan and others think they will, which could be a month plus, maybe markets start to pull back down some. Do you guys agree with that?
So if we're directly in between the two points that the two price points that you're looking at up and down, I mean, do you think that it could take some kind of catalyst to decide which way it goes?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it could take something like that to figure out which way we go today. And to be fair, the NASDAQ has, you know, pulled back a little bit from the, like, rampant optimism that we saw earlier this morning. You know, the rampant optimism, we pushed all the way up to 28,634, all-time highs on the NQ futures. But, you know, leading into the actual NASDAQ opening, which is index, we're pulling back a little bit here. We are pulling back some here. So oil has done the opposite but similar move, in which oil has moved down on the optimism that the conflict win. But over the last, few hours, really, we have started to rebound back up in oil. And I'm just going to put it out there, guys. Again, look, I should have bought it at 90 like I wanted it. Here's 90. So we have ripped all the way back up to 95s. So pretty big bounce back from 90.
You guys just gonna let him scapegoat you like that, even though you guys were wrong?
Yeah, if you disagree, it's all good. Robert says I disagree. I think we are looking for a bull run with this news. It's definitely possible, and I think with AMD going on, the other argument would be AMD earnings killed it. AMD and other chip stocks have been popping up here, over the last 24 hours, or really over the last 16 hours or so, since AMD reported their numbers here. Oil is bumping higher. We're at $95 for oil again, but microchips have still been very strong. AMD has been flying up, but it is pulling back a little bit into the opening bell here. So Still though, like here's the gap up for AMD. AMD has made a wild move up from its earnings. BDPS beat revenue, raised guidance for AMD. Now it's at 410. Excuse me. Now it's at 410s. And so, yeah. Basically what I'm saying right now, chat, are you bullish or bearish in markets today? Are you bullish or bearish? What do you guys think? I think we could pull back. I think we could also easily run. I think there's a lot of variance in what might potentially happen. And I think nothing is absolute in markets. And so you might agree with me or disagree with me. Time will tell. The opening bell will tell. Because sometimes we'll get catalysts come out like AMD. We'll get catalysts like this morning, more optimism and a potential deal with Iran. And markets initially react to it for sure. But we see some bigger reactions at the opening bell sometimes, not always. And so maybe more, volatility could get unlocked at the opening bell. If we take a look at the VIX here, the VIX is down on the day, but it's basically filled about 50% of the gap down. When the U.S.-Iran potential deal news came out, was it Project Freedom being paused, the VIX fell all the way down to 1618, right? And this shows volatility. So when we get more optimistic news, the VIX is going to fall because less volatility, less downward pressure. But it has filled about 50% of this gap down. So the VIX has rebounded about 50% of this drop back up to where it is now. It hit lows of 1618. It's back up to 1675. Prior to this potential deal with Iran, we were at about 1720 or so. So again, the big question is, are you guys bullish or bearish? I'm looking at the chat right now. Bullish, all in, bullish, bull.
I'm going to go bull.
Bear.
Big shock.
Yeah. Bearish. News around the market.
U.S. shale patch is finally responding to President Donald Trump's call to drill.
Interesting.
So, could affect oil prices. I don't know about right now or today, but
yeah. So I see some more news about Iranian negotiations.
Is it the evaluating proposal thing?
Well, I see what's happening in the Iranian-American negotiations. A source confirmed to me that there is currently no discussion on nuclear details, and that the focus is currently on the war, opening the strait, framework for upcoming negotiations, nuclear, and more. So what this might mean is that they might get a deal done to stop the conflict short term, and then try to figure out more on nuclear negotiations later. Is what the report shows. So again, it says what's happening in the Iranian-American negotiations. A source confirmed to me there's currently no discussion on nuclear at all, basically, is what they're saying, and that the focus is currently on the war, opening the strait, ending the war, opening the strait, and framework for upcoming negotiations. And so maybe when Pakistan confirmed this or spoke on this earlier, and remember, one of the things I was kind of bearish on was if these negotiation processes would take months. But maybe what they were referencing here is what it seems like is that they're going to try to get a deal done to stop the conflict short term and then push the nuclear negotiations to a different level. What I don't want to see, though, is I don't want to see them stopping the conflict, pausing it, and then they can't come to an agreement with nuclear negotiations, and then it brings us right back into this and restarts the whole volatility cycle of all of this. And that's not what I want to see. Obviously, I think most people want the...
I'm honestly worried that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. And yeah, NASDAQ, again, right at the VWAP here for the NASDAQ. Like, right dead set at the volume-weighted average price. We will see if it holds, but we are literally right at the volume-weighted average price now. But with that said, if there is a stop to the conflict and they work negotiations for nuclear out later, that still is a very bullish thing for markets and a very bearish thing for oil, regardless of whether nuclear is included. I don't think the market cares about nuclear necessarily outside of whether it influences... Right, outside of whether it influences the future likelihood that we'll get a deal done, if that makes sense. I think markets just want to end the conflict and opening up the Strait of Hormuz right now and open oil back up and, bring some of that uncertainty in regards to inflation down is what I think the market wants. And that if they do, that should open up rate cuts and more potentially here. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see, guys. All right, opening bells in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. see if we get some good stuff here for the open.
Always found it pretty wild how the markets like find balance and like different sectors of the market balance each other. It seems very organic.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, yeah, you got there's correlations. There's correlations in markets, really, is what it is. So with these correlations, markets start to move in different ways.
Yeah, I just like watching the natural flow of things. Like, I mean, yes, people are affecting it, but in a very unintentional way, just in pursuit of their own gains,
Yeah, but you have gotten a look at a market that's a little bit different than what we've covered here for years now, right? Like the market's different than how it normally is. It's usually not this news driven. Like usually it's economic data driven. Like economic data influences this. Like if we weren't in the middle of this conflict and truce and negotiations and news with stuff going on wasn't so prevalent right now in markets, economic data is like the ADP report today would move markets a lot more than they did today, just because outside of this conflict, the conflict is basically causing just volatility,
the other catalysts are so large that the actual economic financial stuff isn't as
take a back seat,
affecting as it used to be or was.
Right. No, exactly. They just kind of take a back seat in that way if we can't get a deal done, basically.
Yeah.
It's going to be so back and forth with volatility that
Okay.
Yeah, oil starting to pop back higher here. I was trying to buy the dip at 94s. I just, I should have maybe held this a little bit longer. I don't know why I had 94 as a big milestone level. I had this level on my chart before even today, this big green line on my chart, but it held, like exactly bounced right at 94. So that's the idea of that trade right there. I just didn't,
Yeah.
The AI trade is kind of the number 2 catalyst as well right now. Yeah. Inflation at 4.5% should have moved the market. What inflation showed up at 4.5%, Jay? Where do we see 4.5% inflation? Volatility is what makes you money. Yeah, and my channel has honestly done better since this conflict started. Like, my channel has done better since this conflict started. So, Yeah, I'm not necessarily mad at it. It's a little too political for me, though. I really am kind of tired of covering all this crazy, stuff. You know what I mean?
Seems like it's probably more emotionally taxing, too. Or mentally taxing, whatever you want to say.
Honestly, I am more into it. Like, I think it's fun to talk about, like, all the stuff going on. I don't like talking about the political aspect of it, but I like watching what moves markets. So I'm kind of somewhere in between. Like I said, people just get so emotional about it. Like, they root for one side politically, and they think that me covering news or covering other opinions or covering whatever is somehow me agreeing or disagreeing with either side. And, really that's not what it is at all. I'm just covering what's moving markets, chat.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. And the political aspects of all these different events aside, I've always just enjoyed international news and just knowing what's going on around the world.
Right.
And so
it gets interesting, And if you can predict what's going to happen, you can make money. Is one of the things to understand about it, right? Like, if you can predict what's going to happen, you can make money. It's just, it's a little bit more divisive, I would say.
Yeah, I know it is.
This war has made a lot of people rich. PCE for the first 3 months of 2026 was 4.5%.
Wars always make.
Are you
people
talking
rich.
about? Yeah, I mean, PCE for the first 3 months of 2026 was 4.5%. What are you talking about 4.5% though? Where are you getting that percentage? Are you adding up? Is it the average for that 3 months? Are you adding up January, February, and March and then dividing it by 3 and getting an average of inflation data? Or are you annualizing it, Jay? Which one are you doing there? I'm confused about how you're coming to that 4.5% number here. I think you might be adding up the monthly data all together and getting the percentage. So I have to look at what we showed up at for PCE month over month. Let's look it up for the first 3 months of this year. But I think what you're looking at though, like they're annualizing these numbers though, Jay. I think, like it's showing year over year data, which, is comparing it to the same period last year, my friend. But anyways, so oil up to 95.20s here, 95.20s. 1.5 a month average. Has it really been that high? I have to look at the month over months. It's fun to talk about stocks.
Representative Jamison Greer said changes to the European Union is considering to a transatlantic trade deal could limit American exports to the bloc. That's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what the market brings us today, though. I'm getting ready to start trading a little bit heavier today, guys, so just bear with me. We are green on the day. We built up a cushion. My coffee does not taste like sludge today. Yeah. No sludge coffee right now, which is good. All right, we're at 28.450s now, 28.450s. Somebody buy Microsoft. Microsoft's back down some. A lot of it has just been following microchips. Like Microsoft's down. AMD has pulled back a little bit, but it's still up a wild amount here. Again, you put up a 5-minute chart, look at or an hourly chart. Look at AMD's move here on the right side. So AMD has ripped up. We'll see what happens, but yeah, AMD is blown higher here. Are you guys bullish or bearish right now? NASDAQ's right at the VWAP, but it does look like it's bouncing a little bit here. So the NASDAQ is right here. I don't know what I want to do.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking at, we're right at the volume weighted average price. AMD dipping down a little bit. Here's oil. Oil is starting to pop back a little bit more, though. It's at 95.70s right now. It held right at that 94 level. I don't see any news here, but senior Iran MP says Axios text more an American wish list than reality. U.S. will not gain anything in losing war that they have not gained in face-to-face talks. Got a post on X. So parts of the Axios report are speculation, according to the ISNA. So more disputes regarding the potential deal getting done now. Again, Iran's ISNA says some info in Axios report is just speculation, they say. Yeah, oil continues to try to pop. So.
Yeah, we're up about, what, $7 from when we started streaming on oil?
Yeah. Yeah, oil's been popping. Here, hold on. All right, guys, so we are getting closer to the opening bell. Also, guys, don't forget to give me a follow on x.com at Beginner Trades. 27,000 today. Here's a question in the NASDAQ. When do we break 29,000 in the NASDAQ? NASDAQ just broke underneath the volume-weighted average price. We are starting to fall down a little bit here, chat. So the NASDAQ is starting to dip down some. Let's see if we actually hold. But the NASDAQ is starting to dip down some. Oil is popping higher here. It's at $96 a barrel right now. $96 a barrel. AMD, I guess, waiting for everybody to pull back. Yeah, give me a follow. There's the X.com post. Follow your boy over here. We appreciate it. And let's see what the opening bell brings us here today. All right. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate the follow, my guy King ETH. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Shout out to all the subs today, guys. We got a bunch of subs today as well this morning. NASDAQ, look at the NASDAQ fall oil spike. Let me make sure we don't... I don't know if the markets are just now reacting to the news that I read like 5 minutes ago. Again, the U.S. plan contains ambitious and unrealistic proposals, according to the ISNA. Iran has rejected such proposals in recent days. Iran is discussing the end of the war, not nuclear issue. Yeah, so this is the market responding to what we covered a minute ago about IRNA disputing some of what was said about a potential deal with the U.S. is what's going on. Oil spiking, NASDAQ is dipping here. Well, so far, hey, shout out to Paul, my guy. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the follow, my friend. But look at oil back up to 97s. I'm not going to say I was right. You know, I'm not going to say I was right. Again, they said Iran has dismissed these proposals in the last few days. I'm not going to say I was right, guys. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say it. It's still too early, realistically. It's still too early.
Do you guys think oil gets back up over $100 a barrel today? And if so, why? I mean, do you think it'll be a natural thing, just the market, you know, moving on its own, or do you think it'll be catalyst driven? I'm just curious what opinion you guys hold.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
I personally, I don't think it'll get above 100 today. I hope it won't. But this upward trend is a little discouraging, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, we started out when John and I first started the stream. I think it was at 6:15. Oil was down at $88 a barrel.
Yeah, it was really optimistic this morning. I think it was too optimistic.
You think this was just a natural correction from inflated optimism?
Probably. Probably. You know, I think there's reasons to be optimistic, but I think the market priced in too much too quickly. Is what I think it was. I think they just priced in too much too quickly. So that's what I think it is. I think they just priced in too many jobs too quickly, or they priced in too much optimism too quickly. I think it's going to take time. But
yeah, I think so too. Well, and furthermore, like, you know, if we do get a deal done in, let's just say, the next week with Iran, how long do you guys think it'll take oil to go back down to, you know, nice, stable, affordable levels, like preferably in the, you know, the $67 to $75 range?
Chat, what do you guys think about that? Let me know.
Because I mean, you do need oil, you know, high enough for the oil companies to make a profit, but low enough for people to afford gas. I mean, obviously, I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know, but you know, it's just it seems like we're having a lot of trouble staying there once we hit those levels in recent years.
Yeah. 4 months, years, they say in chat.
Think it'll take years for it to come down with a
I know, I'm reading the chat.
Deal?
I don't know, man. I think the Strait of Hormuz is going to be, you know, I don't know. Here.
Well, no, I mean, you can answer if you want, but I was actually just asking the chat. Basically, be quiet, John. You stay out of this. This is your stream.
I'm staying out of it, bro. I'm staying out of it.
No, I'm just teasing. I don't think 90 is a new normal.
Yeah.
I don't think it's feasible or sustainable without a serious increase in wages. I mean, like, people will just be spending too much money on it, not just gasoline, but everything that oil affects, which is everything.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, guys. So, see if we hold now.
Irrigation of the money. I mean, Contextually, I understand that, but define derogation. Are you talking about money losing its purchasing power? Because, I mean, if that's the case, the U.S. dollar's lost, I think, about 96% of its purchasing power since 1913, or 98% maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, you're wrong,
Because-
Bruce. Oh, you're wrong. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, look at the NASDAQ. It's back down under the 28,422 level. So we are starting to flush down a little bit. In 1970, an ounce of gold would buy 10 barrels of oil. It would do 450. Yeah, look at oil. Back up to 96 here. 100 is really not that far away from us for oil. So we're really not that far away.
That's cool. Speech. Okay. I mean, doesn't gold basically just reflect inflation? I mean, I know we talked about that a little bit earlier, but
It can. Most of the time it does, right? Like, most of the time it does.
and I mean, in relation to just gold to oil, I mean, maybe it's not expensive, but when you're talking about how oil prices affect grocery prices and gas prices and transportation costs and everything, yes, I think oil is expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up right now. All right, guys, listen, we are going to pivot to our day trading show today. We're going to actually do a separate show just for day trading. So don't go anywhere. If it doesn't bring you to the next stream that we're doing, the day trading stream here for the market open, here is the link right here. You can check it out right here. But we are going to pivot to a new day trading stream. We're going to redirect to that stream. And so we're going to end the stream, bring you to the second day trading stream, which has to do with futures trading, the opening bell. So if you want to watch us trade futures live at the opening bell, stick around here. And yeah, we'll see you at the second stream that we're starting right now. And so again, I appreciate the love. I'll see you guys over on the future stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. Good luck. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's try to make some money today. We're going to try to make some money. We are green. We're going to trade the opening bell. Let's see what happens. But yeah, we are doing a second stream today. A second stream. So I'll see you guys over there. Let me make sure the redirect is set. And we're set. All right, I'll see you guys over there. If it doesn't bring you there for whatever reason, I just put the YouTube link in the chat right there. So again, if it doesn't bring you to for whatever reason, I did put the YouTube link in the chat. Let's see what we get today on futures, guys. Markets are interesting today for sure. Markets are interesting. I'll see you guys over there.